The Thunder have a golden opportunity right in front of them to make a big acquisition this offseason. Yes, I know the playoffs are still going on, okay? Why are we talking about trade rumors? Why are you talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo? The thing is, though, I'm not talking about trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yes, the Thunder can offer a package for him. They can probably offer the best package for Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's no doubt about that whatsoever with the players they can offer the Bucks, with the picks they can give up, the draft capital they've built over the years. They can 100% afford to go out there and get Giannis. There's just so many uncertainties when you trade for a star like Giannis who is going to just eat away at a ton of your payroll. There's no telling what's actually going to happen right there if you do make that trade. What happens to your future? There's just so many uncertainties. But in the midst of all this chaos, a bunch of other teams that are out there that could contend to trade for Giannis. There's a way that the Thunder could get a player that I think they should have acquired quite a long time ago that could have helped them so far in the playoffs. I'll give you my reasonings for that, why I don't think the team should trade for Giannis, and why I believe they should trade for this other player instead in the offseason. Before we get into all that, though, yes, I know I've been away for quite some time. I finally graduated college, guys, so if you guys want to give me a great graduation present, the best way to do so is by hitting that subscribe button. Look here, around 63% of you guys watching these videos are not yet subscribed to the channel. If you want to give me a great graduation present, just go ahead, hit that subscribe button for me. Trying to reach 4,000 followers, by the end of the month. I think we can hit 5,000 by the end of the playoffs as well. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead, get into today's topic, talking about these trade rumors. And yes, I want to address the Thunder are still in the playoffs. Series is tied 2-2 against Denver. Okay, I get it. They have a chance to making the conference finals and making it to the NBA championship. That is a realistic opportunity. Okay, they have very good odds of that. It's just there's been so many problems so far with this offense in Oklahoma City where it's like, look, it's getting to the point where they might have to make a trade. That's what it's looking like in the offseason no matter what. You might have to make a trade even if you win the finals, okay? And there's a few reasons for that. Now, we do know from reports by Shams here that two-time NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo has not made any firm decisions, but for the first time in his career, he is open-minded about whether his best fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere, league sources told ESPN. Now, there's a lot of rumors that, he doesn't want to be in Milwaukee anymore, that he doesn't think it's his best opportunity to win a championship. He wants to go somewhere else. That's why OKC is getting thrown into the mix of everything right now going on with Giannis. All right, now, do I think having Giannis in Oklahoma City would be amazing? Yeah, it's awesome. You have two MVP level players in Giannis and Shai playing right next to each other. In theory, that sounds great. However, when you look at what you have to give up, man, I don't think so. Like, just looking at this trade proposal by Bleacher Report, and this is what I would personally do. I'd say Hartenstein, Cason Wallace, Nikola Topic, and 4 first-round picks. That seems like a trade that you would probably do, 100%. I don't really want to give up Cason Wallace due to how Lou Dort's been playing in the playoffs so far. He's my favorite player on the team. He is, but Dort, he just hasn't been doing very well. Shooting-wise, defensively has been there, but shooting-wise, we need better offense. We do, okay? Nikola Topic, look, we haven't seen him yet. He has, potential to be the best player in that 2024 draft class. I want to see him play first, especially in Summer League, before we, push the button on him like, yeah, we're done, because he has insane potential, okay? 4 first-round picks is a lot, but no matter what, trading for Giannis, every team's going to have to give up a ton of first-round picks for him. Then Isaiah Hartenstein, I think we can, do the math there. Giannis or Isaiah Hartenstein, we would much rather have Giannis Antetokounmpo. And this doesn't seem like a bad trade package whatsoever. I just don't think the Bucks are going to do this. I don't think so. So it's one of those things I look at, it's like, does that trade really work out? I don't think so. Now, when you look at Giannis, is it worth getting him? 100%. Look at the stats here. He averaged 30 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists on that Bucks team. He averaged a block a game and a steal a game. Only 3 turnovers, only fouled, 2.5 times per game, 60% from the field. It's just that 3-point shooting is abysmal. It's not great. All right, he's super tall. He shoots it very well inside the paint. It's just that shot, it's not there. The stats look like he's a great player. He is. There's no doubt about that. He is an MVP finalist. He is a great player. It's just I don't think it's necessarily going to work out, because then you also have to, pay Chet or Dub, and you can only pay one of them after that scenario right there, if both of them, because Giannis and Shai, after Shai's extension is ready to go through, you won't be able to keep this whole team together. You won't. You'll be 6-7 guys deep, and in the playoffs, that might work, but regular season, to me, it doesn't seem worth it. You're giving up the team's future, to go after Giannis and maybe win it in a season or two. And there's no guarantee to that. There's no guarantee to it whatsoever. Also, is Shai or Giannis okay playing, as a second option, playing as second fiddle? I don't think so. I don't think either of them are. So I just don't think it's worth it. However, there is one guy that I think would be a great fit for this Thunder team, even next season, that you don't really have to give up a lot for. We've talked about it before, and I know you guys are probably going to get mad at me talking about this again, but I seriously think Cameron Johnson would be a great fit for this team. I mean, when we look at it, then my reasoning is because of one thing, all right? The three-point shooting in the playoffs has been horrible. Saw it yesterday. The Thunder starters together they shot 9.5% from three. All right, yesterday they shot 9.5% from three. This whole time, the entirety of the playoffs for the past few years, they have not shot well from three whatsoever. They haven't. They need to bolster that a little bit. During the regular season, they're a good three-point shooting team. It's just playoffs, they fall off because there's so many players that are just streaky and they know how to guard us. That's the difference, all right? So we need to go out there and get someone. It's Cameron Johnson. When you look at the stats, all right, I can pull up the stats right quick, right here. Boom, here's Cameron Johnson's stats. He averaged 19 points per game in Brooklyn, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, okay? I'm not really worried about his defensive numbers whatsoever, as everyone else can pick it up in other areas for him. And it's not like he's a horrible defender, and it's not like it would be a Josh Giddey situation whatsoever. With Josh, he was just a horrible defender. Cameron Johnson can hold his ground, all right? He can hold his ground if you put him on their worst offensive player. And that can work majority of the time. He doesn't have to start. He can come off the bench. But I do think if he was on OKC, he'd start because we would kind of need that three-point shooting. As we can see by the numbers, 47% from the field and 39% from three. We could use that right now. 6'8", okay, he's still young. He's entering the prime of his career at 29 years old. Shot 45% on corner threes. 54% of his shots are three-pointers, and 90% of all his threes are assisted, running some pick-and-roll options for him. Cutting, all right, Shai driving it in, taking all the attention, dish it out to Cameron Johnson. Same with Dub. It just seems like a match made in heaven. I think it's perfect, all right? I seriously think it is the perfect trade. And the reason being is, look at what Isaiah Joe has done so far. These are Isaiah Joe's stats. This Denver series, it's been kind of weird. In that blowout, he got a lot of time, went perfect from the field. Cool, all right? In the games that are close and that we lost, all right, and won that last game where it was still super close, he hasn't done anything. That first game, 13 minutes, 0 for 4 from deep. We don't need that. He's supposed to be our three-point specialist, and he didn't make a single three. He makes a three, we win the game. I'm not trying to pin it all on him. I'm just saying he's got to be better. Then in game three, he only played 3 minutes. I don't understand that. He's been losing time in the playoffs, even though we signed him to that long-term deal where he's making like $12 million a year over the next 4 years. All right? I don't really get why he's getting a decrease in minutes. And if that's a sign of what's to come, his time in OKC could probably be up during this offseason. Game 4, he only played 7 minutes, didn't make a single shot. We don't need that from our three-point specialist. That's my whole point. We don't need it from the three-point specialist. We need him to be great at shooting the three ball, and we can rely on him to give us 10 points, from three. All right, I know the math doesn't add up there, but 10 points in general, okay? Cameron Johnson can give you that. He's a starter, all right? He could potentially give you more. He could potentially give you 20 points in a playoff game where Shai and Dub are going to be taking a lot of the attention. That game 3 loss, all right, that went to overtime. Dub went crazy. Shai wasn't playing well. That's when you need another true scoring option because Chet wasn't playing well either. Get Cameron Johnson out there. It would have been great. No one else was really scoring. Now, I do think some of it came down to coaching. Some other players should have been out there like Alex Caruso, maybe even Aaron Wiggins. But still, Cameron Johnson changes a lot of these games to where if he's on the team, the Thunder sweep the Nuggets. I am dead serious about that. Because Joe hasn't helped out a ton whatsoever in this series. And there's no disrespect to him. He just hasn't. You switch him for Cameron Johnson, the Thunder sweep the Nuggets. It's that simple. And I can pull up an idea, for like a trade. This is what my idea for a trade would look like right here, okay? It works out. The math works out because the cap is also going to increase this summer as it always does with players making more and the NBA making more money. So this trade works out. Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, first-round pick that we got from Miami this year, the 15th overall pick, and a second-round pick in 2027 because we still have a late first round that we could replenish that last spot with, okay? For the roster, make it 15. If we get that 76ers pick as well, we could use that. So it works out to get Cameron Johnson in return. We only go take on $1 million more cap, and we have the room to do that. It seems like the perfect trade that I would 100% do. It makes sense. If Isaiah Joe and Kenrich Williams aren't playing like they haven't been this entire playoff series, especially Joe right now against the Nuggets, when we really could use some more three-point shooting, it just hasn't shown up, Cameron Johnson would be that guy. I 100% agree, like stand by on this take. If the Thunder win the finals, you probably won't see a trade. But if they don't win it all or don't make the finals, man, you could see a trade like this happening. That's all I'm trying to say out here, all right? We need three-point shooting. Cameron Johnson brings that. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think. Should the Thunder go out there and get Giannis, unload everything, and get him on the team? Or do you agree, like, look, don't trade for a superstar. Get a good role player to surround him with that really would change outcomes of the games, because I truly believe you put Cameron Johnson in place of Isaiah Joe, the Thunder sweep the Nuggets. No doubt about that in my mind. That's all I got. See you guys in the next video.